Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the first build project of 2023. Now last week we looked at the drop-in carbon fiber Stratocaster replacement neck. Pretty incredible part for sure. Today we're going to look at the rest of the parts, hopefully assemble the whole guitar and play some tones. All right, now the rest of the parts for our build are inside this box right here. So of course, we're gonna open it up, check out all the parts, and see what we got. All right, you guys, here we go. This is from a company called Frankine. As I mentioned last week, I'm using parts from companies I've never used before, completely unknown to me, which should make this build pretty fun. One thing I did know about this company though, it's based in Italy. And when it comes to me and Italian guitars, well, yeah, let's take a look. Now, I definitely have a soft spot for Italian-made guitars, and these two probably set the bar, well, unrealistically high for what's in the box, but we'll soon find out. On one hand, a Valenti. Beautiful Italian maker. This was a project I worked on with Valenti to create this masterpiece. Just a beautiful ice blue and gold guitar, exquisite. And of course, Paoletti. This is the Braun signature model. I worked on that with these guys to create a custom guitar. Yeah, impeccable in every single way. Just a beautiful, stunning instrument. So the Italians know how to make guitars. So yeah, with Frankine, let's open it up and see what they bring to the table. All right, no more messing around. Let's open this up. Here we go. Let's get rid of the box. And yes, here it is. Now, Frankine specializes in one thing in particular, and that is very unique and unusual guitar finishes. Now they do all sorts of things like, really cool relics and like amazing looking bodies, but they also use like silver leaf, gold leaf, and in this case, bronze leaf and copper leaf. This is something I have never seen before. So we're gonna take a good look here. Yeah, this is something really unusual. So yes, they specialize in all these leaf finishes. And as I mentioned, this is copper and bronze. But yeah, they do gold leaf, silver leaf combinations like this. Very unusual. So this is gonna make this build pretty unique. Now, before I get too carried away, I do need to make sure that our rubato carbon fiber Stratocaster neck is gonna fit on the Frankine body. If this doesn't work, well, our build's going to be, slowed down quite substantially. There's been a few times where I've had to, sand out a certain part of the pocket or whatever so that, a neck works. Hopefully that's not going to be the case here. And hopefully, because this is, a Stratocaster style body and a Stratocaster heel on the rubato. I showed you guys this last week. This does bolt onto a Stratocaster, as I showed you guys last week. Stainless steel frets. All composite materials, so very durable and impervious to weather. And here we go. Yeah, that looks like it mates up like it was supposed to be there. Yeah, very, very nice. Looks tight there. Obviously, once I get it set properly with the screws and stuff, we'll have a better idea. But yeah, so that is the core of the build. Now, let's just take the rubato and set that aside, and we will mount that in a second. Now, unbeknownst to me, the guys from Frankine actually sent over a little bit of a turnkey guitar, and I was not expecting that, so let's find out what it's all about. I think black on black is probably a good choice for a body like this, just because it looks so textured. Obviously, it's super smooth, but just the copper and bronze leaf is very, yeah, there's a lot going on, so I think just something simple. Look at that. So, loaded pickguard. Looks really nice, cloth wiring, full-size pots, that's important, metal switch, yeah, 5-way switch, and some vintage-looking single coil. So we'll see what that sounds like. So that was nice. I was not expecting this at all. So yeah, we'll check it out. And obviously, I'll have to do some soldering. There's a few points here from the output jack that'll have to be soldered onto the pickguard, as well as this looks like it's the ground from the trem. So we'll probably have to solder that onto the pickguard as well. There is no shielding in here. That is a little bit surprising. So yeah, probably should do some shielding paint or, copper if you're you know, more patient than I am. I usually just use shielding paint because it's so easy. Yeah, I was kind of expecting that there would be shielding in here, but that's something bear in mind should you order something from Franken that you might need to take care of, unless you're using noiseless pickups. Then you don't need to worry about that at all. And there is also a trem on here. Again, very unexpected. Nice big steel block there. All the routing and everything on the body looks really nice. So yeah, as I mentioned, they do all sorts of like relict bodies and that kind of stuff. Really beautiful stuff. And then of course, this is kind of like their custom custom body. And yeah, it just looks incredible. So there we go. I think what we'll do first is I'm going to do all the soldering. We'll got our 3 points, so we'll break out the soldering iron, and then we can actually, I think I need to take off the film here, and yeah, we'll get to it. Ah yes, the most satisfying thing about getting a new pickguard. All right, you guys, we've got our 2 ground wires, one from the trem and one from the output jack, wired to our volume pot, and then the other wire right here to the center post of the volume pot right here. So we've made our 2 connections and we should be good. So let's slap this on. Now, thankfully I got a lot of parts in my bin. So I've got screws here. I didn't have to run out and grab those. So what we're gonna do is, yeah, just install the pickguard, put the new screws in, and we're off to the races. All right, you guys, we've got the body all buttoned up. Working with a loaded pickguard is something I'm not used to. That made things very, very easy. Just a couple solder points and you're off to the races. Now, of course, a loaded pickguard does cost more money. If you want more of a challenge with your build, I suggest something like the Obsidian wire kits, where you can choose your own pickups, and then it's more of just like a plug and play system. Still very easy, and it's sort of like a little bit cheaper. And then of course, the most affordable is just to do your own electronics. But yeah, working with a loaded pickguard, if you're like, I don't know if I want to, you know, do all the electronic stuff, that makes things very, very easy. Just a few solder points and you're off to the races. So yes, there we go. Very, very easy. Let's move on to the next step. Next step is, of course, to attach our carbon fiber guitar neck. It's going to be really interesting. Now, in amongst the Franken stuff, I did find, well, they supplied all the screws for the pickguard and stuff in there, so I didn't have to actually go into my bins. So that's nice. It's all there. And as you can see, some neck plate screws and a neck plate. So nice little touch. Proudly made in Italy. Yeah, no doubt. Very cool. So we will use that for sure. And yeah, just a little thank you card for ordering and that kind of stuff. And then a traditional bar. So the Franken stuff is very traditional. And if you go to their website, yeah, like I said, lots of relics, lots of cool finishes like this, and 6-point trem systems, that kind of stuff. So it's definitely designed to be more of, you know, a vintage kind of guitar. So with the carbon fiber neck, it's definitely going to be a situation of old meets new, and hopefully a situation where they work really well together. So we'll see. So there we go. All right, so yes, let's attach the carbon fiber neck. Of course, as I explained last week, there are some Allen key bolts that you use for the neck, so you can't actually just use like normal screws. That will not work into carbon fiber. So yeah, I'll grab the bolts, I'll grab the Allen wrench, and let's attach the neck. All right, you guys, here it is, brand new guitar. This is definitely unlike anything else out there, and that's the beauty of a parts caster. You can pick and choose your parts and you end up with something very unique and very custom. Now, as for the body, this is American alder. The pickups are wound by Franken in-house. They have a pretty big vintage stagger on them, so they're not, you know, the pole pieces are kind of up and down, so I'm assuming it's going to be very chimey and very kind of vintagey sounding, but we'll see in a second. Trem unit, very basic, but it's got a big old block there, big old steel block. So it's a Japanese made unit that Franken will put on their guitars should you request it. Otherwise, you can just pick and choose your own. And of course, the rubato carbon fiber neck turns any guitar into a Lamborghini. And it'll last a lifetime, impervious to all elements and stainless steel frets. So those are the basic specs of this. And yeah, like I said, doing parts casters is just so much fun because you can, yeah, end up with something very unique that you just don't see every day. So that's the fun part. So let's plug this in, see what it sounds like. 5-way switch, volume, tone, tone. Here we go. And let's try position 4. Here we go. Position 4 just sounds killer. It sounds so good. Yeah, can't wait to use that more. Let's try taking the tone control out a bit and see how dynamic that is. Yeah, lots of range on that. Position 3. Yeah, really nice. And then let's try position 2 again. Let's go between position 4 and 2, just so we can hear the difference between that. Man, so much spank, all the spank you could ever want. These pickups are really, really good. They definitely are on the vintage side for sure. Position 2 and 4 are hum canceling. I'll just hit it. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the difference. So that is nice if you want to play, you know, with a little gain or something like that, or you just don't want the buzz. Hum canceling in 2 and 4. And let's try the bridge pickup. Yeah, real snappy and sizzly on that bridge for sure. Yeah, really cool, great sounding pickups for sure. Definitely on the traditional side, so if you like, you know, killer Strat sound, yeah, these Franken pickups sound great. Well, now that we've heard some tones and of course the guitar is complete, here are my initial thoughts on the build. Let's start by talking about the rubato carbon fiber neck. Yeah, such a unique piece, and turns, you know, if you want to put it on your regular Strat or do a partscaster build, definitely going to turn some heads. Beautifully made neck. The price is probably going to turn a few people off. It is very expensive. The neck alone is the price of a really nice guitar. So, you know, it's a unique piece. It plays really nice. Obviously, it's going to be a lifetime neck. You're never going to have to adjust it. Yeah, and with the stainless steel frets, like I said, it turns any guitar into just like a sleek playing machine. It's a little bit thinner than a regular Stratocaster neck and a little flatter on the back. So I would say it's more of like a D shape instead of like a C shape. So it just kind of flattens a little bit on the back. But yeah, overall, very, very playable. A wonderful neck for sure. But like I said, it is very expensive. I do like that they're very honest on their website in terms of obviously pricing, but also lead time. So they'll say exactly how long your neck's going to take. So it says right on the website, right up front, which is nice. So if you order it, you know, you can expect it. And I think it was 4 to 5 months. So yeah, there is a bit of a lead time on that. And in terms of the Franken body, very cool. I think Italy's done it again. Such unique bodies. And whether you prefer an all silver body or an all gold body or a two-tone like this, it's just very unique, and not a lot of companies are doing this, probably because, you know, it probably takes a lot of time and a little artistic effort to do these. So yeah, very, very cool. I might end up putting more modern pickups in here over time. We'll see. I'll keep playing on it. But yeah, in terms of like the very, very new and modern meets more of like the vintage flair, really interesting. 5-way switch, you know, classic Strat stuff for sure. So I might end up putting some humbuckers in here, or some noiseless pickups, or some stacked pickups. We'll see. But yeah, overall, you know, if you want like a vintage kind of a body with those kind of tones, definitely delivers with that, yeah, I guess iconic Italian flair. Thanks so much for watching and coming along on this build. So much fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Other than that, have yourself a great day. Take care.